Welcome back to Cyber Sea of Galilee, DSM and me on this beautiful day. And I wanted to today just give a short reflection because it's been on my mind since maybe a week and a half ago. We had an electrical storm and the electricity went out. So the sisters were stumbling in the morning because we get up at 5 in the morning and it's dark. And so you would flip your light on, but it didn't come on. I mean, it flipped, but it did not come on. And so everybody was kind of bumping into things, I'm sure, each in their own cells, which is a monastic term for their own rooms. And I just stopped and thought how I take for granted the fact I can just flip this switch and all of a sudden it's light. And I began to think about that. Believe me, we made it through. We got candles, we distributed candles, and then eventually, since it was going to take a couple days for the electricity to come back on, we, thank goodness, have a generator, and so that worked for the chapel. But we also went out and got little electrical, non-electrical, battery-operated lights that we may do. But of course, it's never as good as turning on a light switch and electrical lights coming on. But today, I just wanted to bring that to your attention because so many of us certainly have had that kind of an experience. You wake up in the middle of the night and until your eyes adjust or whatever, you don't exactly know where you are and you might trip and you might fall. What would it be like if we didn't have the light of Christ? How would we ever be able to move about in our spiritual lives? Would we, in any manner, actually be able to continue walking the pathway up towards heaven? Or would we just stumble and fall and just stay there? Because who would lift us up if we didn't have the light of Christ? And even these animals, these insects that are flying all about me, they're flying about me because the white attracts. Light attracts. And so I'm getting swarmed with all these, but now we're staying on this Cyber Sea of Galilee because it's just God's little way of proving we go towards the light. We were made for the light. We want the light. The light isn't just light, it's also warmth, it's also security, it's also comfort, it's also a symbol of intelligence, it's a symbol of God's will, it's a symbol of God taking over our lives. So we say if our lights are dimmed in any manner inside ourselves, that's an examination of conscience that we need to do. Where am I dimming the light? Then I need to change that. And I need to get things working again through the sacrament of confession so that my sins can be forgiven and I can continue the road which will lead to my eternal salvation. That's all I'm on earth to do, become a saint. Nothing else. Don't ever get it mixed up. Yes, there's a lot of other wonderful things that we will experience and they're all part of sanctity. And then there's other things that we better not experience because they're not part of sanctity and they're a downhill road really quickly. So let's walk in the light of Christ and let's pray on this beautiful Cyber Sea of Galilee, DSM and me, that we will always follow him because by his designs, we, like all nature, were made to seek the light and use the light to become the great saints that he's calling us to be. Signing off from Cyber Sea of Galilee, DSM and me.